Fernando is highly estimated in the guitar world, and even in his time, or at the end of the 19th century, the beginning 20th century, he was named the Beethoven of the guitar, the Schubert of the guitar, the Mendelssohn of the guitar. But what if he actually would merit the name the Bach of the guitar? Let's see that in his study Opus 6, number 8. Bach is the summit of counterpuntal writing. Counterpoint, what is that? You have one note in a melody and you put another note against this one, counterpoint. Saw actually did that in this study. To see better the voices, I transcribed the study in 3 different voices. So they will look like that. Now let's see. The first section in this piece is at 3 voices, and we have the soprano, which bring the melody with quarter notes and 1/2 note. In the very first part, which is accompanied by the alto, and even by this simple melody we can see that the alto gives a lot of color because he does not have the 1/2 note, but what he has is appoggiatura, which is a suspension in this point. Then a free leading note to D. And just these 2 voices are very beautiful. The bass. Rhythmically, we have the 1/2 note of the soprano and we have this little 8th motive, which will be very important. What is interesting in the bass, it's the voice that's moving most, because it's going up from the root C major to G. So that's the biggest amplitude. So I personally prefer very much to point out a bit the bass in this section. Might be because I've been a bass singer in the choir when I was younger. Now the A section is going on with that little bass motive. And soprano and contralto are responding in the same rhythm. With the cadence at the end. This is interesting because we are losing the sense of the 3/4. What is this time signature? Because the motive is in 2/4. And so is the response of the other higher voices. What's nice to see, we have this very famous piece by Johann Sebastian Bach, where we get just the same technique. The B section. This is actually a fugato, which means it's a kind of fugue, but not really with the same strict rules of a fugue. Beginning the bass, which is a 5-note motive, which is answered 1 octave higher by the soprano. Saw is changing key in this point. He needs the C sharp as a leading note to D, because the next entrance is by the soprano as well in D minor. What does the contralto? The contralto is going in counter movement because he's entering in a chromatic line G, G sharp, A. The rhythm is the same because we have 2/4 and a half note. So listen to the incipit of this fugato. Bass, soprano, contralto. Now, soprano again. The response is begun by the contralto and in voice crossing passes into the bass. But we have the soprano. And then again the soprano with just the head and the conclusion of this part. That's our fugato. Let's listen to it as a whole. And now the C section. Here we have again call and response, so to say. The bass is beginning. And the upper voices are responding. That's very clear. Now, the D section. We have the soprano going on his own. This again is a 2/4 pickup motive. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. The alto and the bass are responding in counter movement, which we have perfectly again in the Bourée by Bach. When the bass is going down, the soprano is going up and vice versa. And here it's the same thing. So in some way, each voice between alto and bass is going its own way, but together in counterpoint they have a common sense of talking. The soprano is away, melodically speaking, from the other two voices. Beautiful. The second D part actually has the same melody as the first one, but the melody passes into the bass. It's just the very same melody from the soprano in the part section before. The soprano is doing a rhythmical thing, which is very interesting because we have the suspension that we already had in the very beginning of the piece, you remember? We do have that now in the soprano, but rhythmically different. The The syncope makes that the dissonant note, which is the suspension note, gets dissonant on the downbeat, but unfortunately we can't play that out very good on guitar because we can't make a note we already played louder than it was before. So now the alto voice in the first D part already was completely chromatical, and here it's again. But as the bass has the melody, the alto is getting in some way more independent, because now it's the only voice going in that sense. The bass is doing his melody, the soprano is high away flying in that syncope, and the alto has his chromatic line. Yeah, that's so beautiful. So where is the chromatic line? Here. Beautiful. The end. In these two bars we have the eighth motive that we had in the very beginning, that one that was important for this part. Between the alto and the soprano. And here again we have the suspension of the fourth. That's so very Bach, because Bach did that so often. In German it's called the Orgelschluss, so the ending of the organ, as Bach was organist. Yeah, so that's it. There is very much evidence that this style is not too classic, not too Mozart-like, but just more, or Beethoven-like, but much more Bach-like anyway. Very polyphonic, very counterpointal. Okay, hope you liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe. And yeah, see you next time.